It has a daily loss limit, even for things like Take Profit Trader, which, as you guys know, Take Profit Trader doesn't it doesn't allow that on their platform, which is the only drawdown to them is that whole daily loss, daily target limit. So it's got a lot of cool things, like amazing things, if and when it has a daily loss limit. Well, if and when I can get it working properly. So that's that. Miss Barbara, will you pretty please check our hearts and then we will get started?
Yes, I will. Father, in the name of Jesus, Lord, we come before you, Father, thanking you, Lord, for all that you do and continue to do in our lives, Father. Father, we thank you, Lord, that you've given us that message today, Father, that reminds us, Father, that we are fearfully and wonderfully made, Father, that we were told by our brother this morning, Father. We thank you, Lord, that we can stand on your word, Father, that you are such a faithful God, Father. We thank you for your guidance. We thank you for your protection. We thank you, Lord, for your Holy Spirit. We thank you, Lord, that we've been redeemed, Father, by your Son. Father, we thank you, Lord, that you continue to bless us, that we be a blessing to others. We give you praise in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen. Amen. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's do this. Disclaimer, da da da. You guys already know. We're here for trade for educational and entertainment purposes only. So you have been forewarned. Prop firms, I am still a very big advocate of AMP. I just recently, I'm going to play a little bit with Ninja Trader and Tradingview as a broker themselves. I don't have a lot of experience there. But remember, if you're putting 100, 200, $300 into a prop firm, the truth is, and especially all the restrictions in terms of getting a payout, you're still 90% of the time going to be better putting a little bit of your own money and just practicing that way. Obviously, with micros, probably only with MYM. Yes, you need a larger capital amount to start. But for those of people who maybe that's a little bit outside of their budget to come up with $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, and that's bare minimum for most weeks, especially this season, prop firms are a really good way to be. So for that, Apex, really cheap, 80% off. Use code 6FTC. Take Profit Trader is still 30% off, 6FTC as well. And Blue Guardian has a new instant funded thing, which I feel some kind of way because the consistency rule is a little bit different and they have a little bit more hoops to jump through once you do the instant. But overall, definitely at a, what is it, 30 to 150-ish dollar price point, a chance to go get to work with $2,000 worth of drawdown as you learn the skill. So not a bad way to be. And the rest of this you already know. So we did really good on Tuesday's class. We did really good on Tuesday night. If you made money with that, please make sure you put that in the chat and do all the things. Let me pull back up my chat. And then in theory, I'll be able to show, in theory, always in theory. I'm going to close this. In theory, I'll be able to show, instead of just pulling up Tradivate, but a Ninja Trader. But it's learning curve. So learning curve always, 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 always. Thank you, Miss Brika, for getting that posted. It is 9:22. I went ahead and marked up pre-market highs and pre-market lows from all the different major mini pairs we trade. So as you guys know, if you have a small account, you're better off trading some micros. It's worth just getting the skill set versus trying to lose your whole account, and that's not worth it overall. So please consider that. But if I go to gold, we have the point of control. Hold on. We're above the point of control on the day. Obviously, this has been a completely buying market, but we were coming up in here to yesterday's close. This right here was pre-market high. We get to readjust, and that was also, so yesterday's low and yesterday's close, really magnetic area. So that's kind of the area we just tapped into. Might get that pull down and then kind of spring through it before we get any kind of move to the downside. They're kind of really curious to see how this plays out because nice impulse correction. Let's see how much more this is going to correct. And then are we going to continue a little bit down? But time will tell. So that's just kind of getting an idea. As we break through these levels, I'm looking for closes and retests to continue to go above. If we react at these levels, I'm looking to go the opposite direction, right? I'm just using them as significant areas of interest. But that's gold. If I go down a little bit more, ES, we've got pre-market low sitting really close to where yesterday's close is. We do have some gaps on some of the indices or indices. Pre-market high, pre-market close, yesterday's high, yesterday's close. So to come all the way down into yesterday's close is going to be quite a big challenge there. Can we get that? Absolutely. So yesterday's low, if I go up a time frame though, we're very toppy. Very, very toppy. So we've got this kind of double top forming. We've also got the double bottom. We failed to make a higher high. So does that mean we're going to have to come down here and swing to get this liquidity? We shall see. Overall, we will definitely get a chance to see here shortly. That's ES. Very comparable on NQ. We failed to kind of come up and take that liquidity, at least on ES. We got a lot closer. So this is going to be interesting. Yesterday's close price was what, 19,950s? Yesterday's high in the whole day was, what is it, 20,053? And of course, pre-market low, pre-market high, and then all the way down there because we had a FOMC yesterday. So a lot of volume overnight. Look at this amount of volume overnight. Lots of volume overnight. This was nicer, but huge amount of volume overnight. Just wild to see. We've already got kind of that first impulse candle and a doji on the hour. Are we going to swing up, take this level before we come down? Very, very possible. So I'm open to taking either side. Just know we haven't taken the liquidity up here. And unlike on ES, which is actually a little bit further away too. No YM. YM is the one that broke through. So YM, we've actually cleared the liquidity. Whereas ES and NQ, we have not. So anybody's market this morning. Pretty much, this is yesterday's open, oh, high, yesterday's close, yesterday's close, yesterday's low. Pre-market, and yesterday we've already come down to retest that level. On YM, we have not done so yet on NQ or ES. So pretty big amount of room to the downside and definitely some liquidity left to the upside. If I was trying to take a Forex trade or like a trade for the more swing trade, I would want us to grab that liquidity to the upside first and then be looking to sell based off of confirmations. But since we're scalping, we're kind of in and out of the market. We're going to go where the market goes and then go home. That's it. So crude oil, I've actually been playing a little bit on crude oil. You'll notice that yesterday's high during New York and pre-market high is in and around the same exact area. So we've already taken yesterday's high. We've already wicked into that area beautifully. And now we're kind of coming back down. So pre-market low from 4 a.m. on where we closed, and then the whole low on the day actually is going to be a little bit higher. So for me, if I'm looking for the sell, we've already taken that high. We've taken out yesterday's high, come down here. So it's going to be a fun time to see. I don't know, does anybody else trade any crude oil in general? Does anybody else trade oil a lot? Anybody at all? And that's that. Oh, we haven't checked the news and stuff either. So 927 fear and greed index. Let's pull this down a little bit. Get a slightly better view. So still definitely not looking nearly as bearish. Neither is the crypto market. AM, we've got wholesales, 4-year bill auctions. Fed balance sheet's only a 1. So we've got some incoming news. Oil's coming. We could watch oil closer to 10:30. That's that. Stock heat map. Again, it's not going to update until a little bit, maybe about an hour after. Right now, we're still up on the day. Yesterday, we had a couple of big outliers that were red, but everything else was up enough to kind of compensate for that, obviously. Go down to the 4-hour, shouldn't see too much of a change. This big one, which remember, this was negative before. This is enough to kind of tip that scale a little bit. And 1 hour, this is where we're sitting. So everything's turning kind of green. Turning kind of green on the hourly mark. So that's that. Going back over to the charts. I'm going to go down to the 2-minute. And we're going to wait. I'm going to clean up some of those lines a little bit as I go down to smaller levels. That's our pre-market high. And then our yesterday high is still accurate. So refresh that view. We'll put on our indicators here in just a moment. Gold's trying to push back up again. A nice little pullback. Yesterday's low and pre-market high and yesterday's close all in this area. So I'd really be looking for a nice sweep for an easy, stress-free trade. A nice sweep of this is a nice scalp, regardless of bigger direction on a bigger time frame. Easy, easy sweep just to come up here and take this level. And then they can decide. Beyond that, I'd be looking for up there. NQ. We already had a little bit of news this morning, kind of dropped down, but we didn't take any. We didn't go down enough to take any liquidity. We haven't hit previous highs. We haven't taken previous lows in here, but our next previous low is to take here. So we've broken past this level with oomph, came back up, and then there you go. So now opening bell. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, ding, ding. Put our indicators back on. Okay, let's see how this works. Pushing down on NQ. I am not logged into Tradingview on my Tradingview. Just trying to solve for enough problems to mirror this many accounts. And it's a process. But you got to think that's $2-3 million in funding. So it's probably worth the process. Okay. It's just a matter of surviving the process, if you will. Gold has taken off. Even without waiting, like I said, I'm already in a gold. I think gold is a great trade. Where are my favorites? Oh, Zoom's in the way. To come take this level, bare minimum. We haven't closed yet, but this is what I'd be looking for. We've got 44 seconds. If we are to continue to push up, we're coming all the way into there. We're going to be patient. Right now we still have a wick. Just a wick when we're bouncing off the VWAP too. I'd like just to get a spring through even into here. So just to kind of come into this, I don't need the whole amount. And that's that. We've got 16 seconds left on this candle. I will take this break. Now, granted, you might get turned pretty quickly, so something to consider. 5 seconds left. I only have 2 hands, so I'm looking for the buy here and potentially the sell on the indices. So US 30 pulled up really nicely off screen. Let me look at NQ. NQ is already breaking down below the VWAP. So that's the break. I'm buying again. I'm taking another contract. If I can move the Zoom thing out of my way. So buying here. Try that again. Buy. Should have bought market. And NQ is just off to the races already. 2-minute time frame. That's pre-market low. Giving it plenty of room. And taking my sell. Stop loss out of the way. Please get out of the way. And give that plenty of room. The only thing I don't have automatic management on is the gold, because I don't have a lot of settings that so there's our gold. So there's our entry on gold. I just don't have a lot of I don't have the points all calculated out to do this very well. Not at all. And then here's our entry on, which I don't think the entry mirrored properly on NQ. That's just rude. So I'm going to cover here in a minute, but we'll see. NQ. Thanks. Whoop, whoop, look at that. So this is already manually covering. So it's covering a little bit too tight, but that's NQ. I really don't want it to knock me out at break even, but likely it's going to. That was lame. Hopefully it pulls back up a little bit and I could take another entry. Gold is doing really well. Pull that up a little bit. Bring that to here. I'm going to drop one more. It's going to knock me out too much. So zoom in. I'm going to take out one of these contracts. Now this one's locked. So let's see how much we can get on this. Let's check NQ again. What a bummer. Too overly managed on NQ. I'll pull this out of the way. Bring this up to the next area. Don't go up too far. Pull this up a little bit more. Don't need to give any of that back. It's 200. Because look, this is where the VWAP is here, by the way. That's wild how different it is. NQ is pulling up. Let's go look for another. So I'm going to pull my trading bait off. So here we go. This is on the 2 minute. So that's your first couple $100, $1,000. Don't ask me what it is exactly in totality. It's a decent little pretty penny. We're pulling up on NQ now. Okay. Gold. Gold is booming. Hopefully it doesn't knock me out too much. Nope, gold is doing great. I'm going to try my best to hold this position. That price point is 3383. Pull this down 3383. Hold on really quick, guys. My friend is having surgery, so I'm going to answer this. I'm going to take it. Try this one more time. Dun, dun, dun.
You naked?
I'm not naked, but I am on my meeting. Are you okay? Okay, yep. I know there's a whole bunch of tools in the toolbox. Okay. So come on over, come into the front door, it's unlocked, and then go into the garage, okay? If you need assistance beyond that, Nathan's upstairs. Good luck. Bye. Love you. Okay, all in good fun. All in good fun. She goes, "Are you naked?" No, not naked. Because she's going to send her husband over. So, I mean, it's a valid question. Definitely a valid question. NQ is still kind of playing around a little bit. Now I'm blushing like a blushing bride, but here we go. I'm going to go to, I'd like to take one more trade, but I'm not so desperate that we need to. This has a nice wick to the upside, but no follow through. Gold is still going really well. We like, and NQ is just still sitting pretty, doing not much. But that's okay. It's just not the day. If it's not the day, it's not the day. I might add a contract based off of how this closes. I just really would like to stay below here. Oopsie. Dun, dun, dun. That's my front door. Hear it. My office is right next to my front door. That was hilarious. I totally laughed. Okay, good. I'm glad that we got to make you laugh this morning. Super, super glad. Okay, here comes NQ down, guys. I did not add a position. I probably should have, would have, could have. I'm hoping just to get a little bit more on this, and then gold is going really well. Gold is going, oh, don't come down too far. Don't come down too far. Still in on gold. Missed me by a few ticks on that stop loss. And I just keep getting my management. See, the volume is really high right now. So it just managed me right out of the trade. So it's profit protected, but I would have to turn that off on a volume this morning like today, or just extend those settings a little bit, because that sucks a lot. It does suck, but it's protective. And when you're trading this many challenges, my goal is to be protected. My goal is to be protective, ideally. but I don't want to keep kind of chasing it either. And especially like when you're on a call, like I can't always micromanage that to the best ability. And if I'm trading a couple of contracts, then let's pull this up. Let's see if I can't not protect it this time. Keep that out of the way for a few minutes. Third time's a charm. I don't want it to go back against me aggressively. I'd like to get a couple hundred out of this mirrored between lots of accounts, but it's anybody's guess. This is NQ. I'm going to go up to the 5 now to see our next targets. I would like to come down to here. That price point is what? 2045. Don't knock me out. Don't knock me out. 2045. Oh, please get a life and just drop. You guys see that? Nothing I could do. Gold cleared the 2 million. Gold did really good. Gold.
Were we still holding gold?
Let's see. So nope, I got knocked out of all my orders. So this pending order up here, I have to delete. In order to do that, I have to hit exit all to delete all of those. So I got knocked out of that next order here. Came up to that VWAP. Do I think there's a little bit more room? Yeah, I do. But I would, if I'm chasing another trade, I would be chasing the indices rather than gold, because gold just cleared the major levels we wanted it to clear. So beyond that, it's fine. Like we don't need to worry about that, because on gold, look, this was what we wanted it to come and catch, and we caught that. So if we get a nice little pullback, can we take it again? Absolutely. Put my indicators back on. Boom. Boom. Into here, sure. We're still respecting the 50% mark. So we're still in a good place. Granted, this is the 5-minute time frame, but we've already cleared those couple of levels. Our next target's going to be up here. It's really fast. So there we got there. And then we've got, of course, yesterday's high. But I would be looking for a reaction in and around here. Area of interest. Gotcha. So let's see how this reacts. We're still not done with the 15-minute range just yet. We are forming a bearish candle, but still not complete on that kind of, how many seconds? 3 minutes left on the 15-minute candle. So we got, I don't know how much, but maybe a couple of thousand in total. Granted, that's mirroring between two. Gold cleared the 2-minute breaker blocks is why it's dropping. I just wanted to clear this area. And I think it did that. So now I'm not as excited about gold. I would need us to pull back and form a bullish candle on the smaller time frame before I would really want to consider gold again. I agree with Leslie. Do you have it coming down more on the day? That was the whole trade. We hit that full target, but we were really targeting that area.
No, I'm looking here at the 15-minute. There's a breaker block up on the 15-minute up. It's gonna go up.
I've got in here too. I duplicate this. What price point you got the breaker block at?
It's at 3364.123 on the 15-minute.
Good morning, Jenny. Also, is filling the fair value gap too to the left. See that big candle?
Yeah, it's still got more room to go, without a doubt. I just, for a scalp, this was the area that I wanted to fill. Like that was my area, that was my target. On top of which, on the day, we're above the point of control, we're above the VWAP. Overall, I'm looking for buys. Like across the board, I'm looking for buys. But since we're just scalping, I don't mind taking little baby trades along the way. So we've got a few nice little targeted areas, but right now I don't have a reason to go get it, you know. I'm back down to the 1 minute. That's a nice little retest. Put my indicators back on. Come back up. We got our bullish close. This candle right here, bullish close above this wick. We need a little bit of follow through. We need the confirmation. So we need to get above 3371 to really be trying to buy. So we're getting there now. If we want to try to buy again, you're with the day. You're not in a bad way to be at all. Come back up and buy it again. Off screen, I've got NQ, just kind of feeling a little bit bottomy. Nothing major happening on NQ. We want it to though. We want it to, for sure. What is this? See, we didn't get a close above that level. So I'd rather be cautious than aggressive, unnecessarily aggressive, most accurately. I just don't want to be unnecessarily aggressive because it's just a waste of good profits. I do want to take what is it? I want to take NAS again though. Because this is now looking more like it's gonna go take some lower side liquidity. So here we go. We got our break. We've retested on the 5-minute time frame. We're forming a wick. We don't like that. Got 4 minutes left on this 5-minute candle, 2 wicks to the upside, nice hammer formation, and we are dropping. So let's see what we can get if I can manage to not over manage this trade. I'm going to close one of those out. This way, this one will start to chase for me, but the other one will stay alive, hopefully. So one's out, and let's see. Come on. Trying to take it. I also just don't want to take an unnecessary loss. If this wicks back up like aggressively, then I just take a stupid loss for no reason that could have been or should have been protected. I like these 2 wicks. We're still inside that 15-minute range. We've got 2 wicks to the upside, respecting 50% of that zone. I really want to see this go down. On this, we're only giving about that much room, and now we'll see. Yes. Good luck, girlie. Love you. Call me when you're out. I'll bring you food. I'll bring you food. Crap. Okay, from where? You got it. Okay, place your order. Actually, that place sucks. You don't want to order from there. I'll give you a different sushi spot. Because that one sucks. Honestly, they suck a lot. I don't care what the cost is. I think those suck though. I know, but they're disgusting. So okay, I'll give you better ones. You'll be like, oh, I'll never go to that place again. Love you. Bye. Okay, have fun with that. I'm talking through her through my office door. The one sushi place she wants to go to, it's really bad. My Rosie liked that place. All the college kids like that place because it's really, really a good price, but they're not good. They're not good at all, you guys. I do not recommend. Okay. So we're holding 320 now. Pull this back on the screen. Sorry, this is my real life. I know most neighborhoods I move into, I end up knowing a lot of people. This one I have 1, 2, 3, 4, good female friends, married friends, kids, and just become a nice little community. It's fun. It's fun for the most part. There we go. Now we're dropping. Just had to stop over managing a little bit. In individual orders, probably up about 3-4 grand on the day. In individual orders, not including all the mirroring. I don't like leaving it unprotected. It irks me to no end. So I'm going to buy that. I'm going to put my pending order in. I got to put something in just to protect me from whoops markets. And it's still going. So let's see what we can get out of it. YM looks like a great sell. ES looks like a great sell. We don't need to be in every single trade. I'm going to ask you guys who are all here to send me. Oh, let me do this. Let me grab this. Oh, hey, I made this much, Miss Jenny, blah, blah, blah. Hold cleared, pretty please. It'll help. That's $1,000 on one trade. Kind of wish I was still in the other ones, but I'm okay with just the one. I don't need 100. I need a really well managed one. So we just closed yesterday's high. Lots of fair value gaps and balances down here. At least to take this low is 5, 5, 6, wrong pair. There's yesterday's high. To take that low or the close of that gap is much farther. Much, much farther. We just took a low. We haven't hit yesterday's high yet. That's 2046. 2046. I think we got room. So I'm going to try to hold, but I'm also not going to give back a bunch of profit because it's not worth doing, guys. You see that? Up 2,300 total for the day, and I'm done turning my computer off. Darius, you are my spirit animal. Congratulations. That's awesome. That is awesome. 2,300. Is that how many accounts are you running? Is that one account? How big is your account? Because I still struggle with that, you guys. Honestly, like making too much, making not enough, okay? And on a day, dumb stuff happens, like yesterday with the weird orders. I don't want my losing day to be greater than my winning day. That's irritating. Oh, that's fine. Is it take profit trader? Still holding this. Yep, that makes sense. Up 117 from this NASL and done for the day on a funded 10K challenge. Good job, Alex. That's awesome. Like we can talk about holding this trade, but as you've come down into here, you're up $1,000, for example. If it pulls back, we're going to get a re-entry. But now if it pulls back, I'm going to make less money. And then if I'm using any of that, the open trailing drawdown, this trade hurts me by not closing it down here because it affects that trailing drawdown. So just something to think about, guys. It's better to take this trade, be done, than it is to let it pull back against you like I'm freaking.
Especially during the opening market, with that volatility, sometimes it can definitely go back, retest, and then make the larger move later in the day. So if you get the money fast, like you're saying, Jenny, it's always good to go ahead, secure that. And sometimes you might miss entry and it keeps going without you, but then you might get an opportunity to re-enter and you didn't give back anything on that drawdown. And then you're in you have a bigger, I guess, more reliable trade for the end of the day.
100%. 100%. Because it's not just how much you've made, it's how much trailing drawdown room do you have? So now I'm not willing to give any of this back, guys. Now I really want to get as much as I can and get out. Not liking how that's wicking. I really want to see this breakthrough. Oh, just come on, breakthrough. Break, 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 break. 3 wicks to the downside, though. What did gold end up doing? Oh, just give it to me. Come on. Come on. Gold is still in that range. So I like this. I think I've got confirmation of the downside move, but I can't afford to give too much back on my, this is mirroring a lot of different accounts. So some of those accounts, oh, you big brat. We've got 1 minute left on this 5-minute candle. That next candle is likely to push up a little bit too. In here. So nice bearish close. We retested 50%. There's a little bit of an imbalance right here. So I wouldn't be surprised in this next minute and a half or the following candle to wick up into this before it tanks. If it's going to tank. If it's not, it's not. If it's not, it's not. Don't want to overmanage. Y'all saw me overmanage. I made money on all of these, but not, and because this is a mini, it's enough to cover fees, but it's like 2 points, 1 point, 2 points, 3 points, 4 points, and that's it. Inside candle. This yellow candle is signifying an inside candle. So the previous candle closed with bearish. This is an inside candle. In order to get that confirmation, now all we need is a break below this. That's a confirmation of that direction. But as we're closing above this, we're getting a flag. We're getting a retest. Yellow, see how we closed above? We got the retest. Up 315. Look at you guys. All right, in the chat, guys, for me, if you guys took gold or NAS, can you pretty please blow up the chat real quick with your hearts, your fires, your whatever else of how much you made, blah, blah, blah. We're going to post it. We're going to post it live on YouTube. We're going to post it in the communities. I'll send it to Pewtrix as well and just get it all the places because this is easy. Now, not trading after we get off, that crap's hard. Not giving it back, locking your account, that's hard. But this part is not hard. It's the psychology, the rest that gets hard. You lose some days, you're red, fine, but it's totally doable. So even if you already posted, post it in the chat real quick because I'm going to take a screenshot of all of them together if possible. I am not going to do the math of how much because that just takes too long. Come on. We're on that next candle. We closed. That's an inside candle on the 5-minute as well. All we need to confirm this move is we need to get below, what is that, 2066. So that's all we need, but we're not getting that. So we're pulling up. We're probably going to wick up and take me out at a lesser price, which is stupid. Stupid, stupid. Just don't close above. Pretty, please. Pretty, pretty, please. Up $100,000. That's awesome, Jonathan. $100,000.
Yeah, sorry, Coach. I just wanted to say for the market, Trump is about to go on and he's about to announce a trade deal, so it might mess up everything with these markets. If he
You see me get taken out trying to do screenshot stuff. I'm gonna exit all. I got some. I'll take it. Shoulda, woulda, coulda got more. But thank you for coming out and saying that. How many minutes until he starts yapping? How
in
many?
about 10, yeah, yep.
10 o'clock.
10 minutes, huh? So now this is what we need to see. We look for another sell. We need to see us kind of break below here. 15-minute has a wick to the downside. Only a wick. Gold has a wick to the downside. Only a wick. If the market doesn't like what Trump says, we would be buying gold, right? If the market does like what Trump says, we would not be buying gold. Is that kind of right? Anybody
That's
got it?
usually how it goes, yeah.
Okay. But gold's still going down. I'm glad see, this is why I didn't want to rebuy. It's just getting what it gives you. I knew we were can't say new. I was very confident we'd take those levels. And we did. We took those levels beautifully. But now it's anybody's market. And I don't want to be part of that. Definitely don't want to be part of that. And now I do want to take NAS one more time to get back my trailing drawdown limit because I was stupid and overmanaged on some and then undermanaged on others. And that was foolish of me. That's a me problem. $600 on NQ. Good job, Darius. Good job. Good job. Seriously. 2. That's all you need. I do want to see what crude did. Oh, good job. This was smooth. Look how clean that is. And it's still going. And there's news on this at 10:30. It's too late to buy now. But if you guys are in it, I'd be taking it into here prior before. Here goes NAS again to the downside. That's just rude. How much you want to bet? That's what it looks like on the 5-minute. It looks like it wicked up. Just rude. Because we got this candle closed, we came and wicked in to clear all of that liquidity. That's exactly what I said they were going to do. It would have been fine if I kept my stop loss all the way up here, but I wasn't willing to give back that much. Remember, I had many, many orders in this window. Many orders in that window of time. So trade by all means is still valid on multiple time frames. I do think if we're looking for the bigger time, bigger downside, I would be taking this all the way into yesterday's close to kind of give you an idea. Obviously, I'm going to be looking to the left for my areas of interest along the way. And we have to avoid this news that, Trump is getting ready to come talk about something. So other than those factors, you've got a really safe, clean trade, not messy. Some days are messy. This morning was not messy. This morning was easy, baby. Easy, easy. Got that. Okay. We've got 10 seconds left on this candle. Aside from Trump speaking, I still think this is a good trade. So if you have the micros, if you have a Forex account, if you have room, by all means do you. If you're on, what does it take, profit trade or any trades that block news? I don't think this qualifies as blocked news, but ultimately do you. You went back and blew 2 accounts. What? Just now? When? Gold? Gold? Yeah. Here, full disclaimer, what was it, Tuesday? We had such a rocking morning, and I think it was just Joshua who even heard my tone that morning, because I was just having so much fun. It felt fun to trade, right? I got in gold. Guess what direction I got in on Tuesday. Go look. It was skyrocketing, so I was looking for the sell. I didn't blow any accounts, thankfully, but I definitely gave back all of what I made. So 100% of what I made by far.
Yeah, Tuesday was a good day, real good day, and a good night.
Yeah, it was a great day in the morning and at night, but somehow during the day, I was just having so much fun. I was like, okay, let's go do a little bit. And the truth is, I was literally only looking for like $20 to like hit this next level on like the what is it? Tradezilla. $20 ended up costing me over 1,000. Again, it comes down to psychology, guys. I'm 100% of the problem on that. And
Yeah, it is. That's true, Jenny, because last night I lost like 500 and I broke my rules all the way last night during Sydney, trying to keep up with the indices and I don't know what happened now. I don't know.
Okay,
But
but here's the question. You didn't blow the account?
no, no,
Okay.
not close. No, but I was like literally what $300-400 away from the buffer and I just lost back down. So I'm catching back up now. So
Okay. Well, I love that we're talking about this because if we're all being honest, that is what we're all doing. Too many of us are doing. I'm part of it. I'm 100% part of this, guys. It's a psychology thing. It's okay, well, take me getting chopped up in this. I missed it. And now I feel like, or I think I should have to, blah, blah. And I get back in and I get back in a later entry. And now I'm holding it thinking the same analysis I just said out loud. Oh my gosh, we're just gonna retest, we're gonna respect, and then it just goes huge the other way. It's not worth it. It's very hard not to get back in, even for me. So I think I'm 100% with you. I wish I wasn't, but I'm
Those are
100.
the moments you're most susceptible to tilt as well. Like losing some gains, especially when you had a lot of momentum building up, and then all of a sudden, like it goes 180 the opposite direction really quick. That's definitely when any of us as traders are most vulnerable.
Actually, that's a great point, Jonathan. Yesterday, affordable indicators messed up. Not my fault. And so it cost me and I have it set on there to have like a daily drawdown limit on, I don't know, 10, 15 accounts. Instead of going to fix it, which would be my first intake of, I'm going to go fix this, watch me get this back. I said, okay, I'm not going to trade those for the rest of the day. I've got these other accounts over here I'm going to trade. This is what I'm trading throughout Thursday, and I'll make it back another day. Because if I tried to go back in, sure, I might have won it all back, but the very, very high likelihood of going on tilt, because then the psychology is different. You're chasing, you're just all over the place. And that's a huge deal. If you're down, just be down. And I know it's hard. It's terrible for me. Terrible, but just be down. Just be down on the day and say, okay, I'll come back tomorrow.
yeah, sometimes you got to go take that walk or that ride in your car or something just to kind of breathe. Because especially like me, I'm like Michael Jordan. I don't like losing.
Oh,
So one of the things I have to get used to personally, as I wrote in my journal, is trading journal is I have to get used to losing because I have one losing day since I've had this account and it was like $32. So it's basically break even. Other than that, last night was my first and biggest loss. So it's like, oh man.
I think that was the hard part coming to futures was I was so used to being a winner. I didn't know how to be a loser. Like get used to losing. I promise you, it's way healthier than trying to win. Because even when I first started with some of those firms, I was like, cool, look at this green month. I'm green every day. And in some conditions, it's possible. But the problem is on the conditions it's not, and take the volume in the last 2 months. I mean, go look at Asian overnight every night. There's no way you're going to maintain that. And then now you have 2 or 3 90 bajillion days of, oh my gosh, money that it kicked it all back times 10. So yeah, huge deal. Learn to lose. Here we go. So Trump is talking now.
Yes.
I wonder what he's saying. Anybody got him up? What is he saying? Anything we want to know?
Talking about the trade deal with the UK.
Okay. Well, any trade we try to take, guys, is going to be severely, possibly pumped. So be very careful. We got our money. And that's why we managed the way we do. We got our money. We didn't go back in. We didn't have the confirmation to kind of get back in, which is great. I don't have the confirmation. I love this candle. Very, very tempting because this is below here, but there's news. We really need to get below this little channel we have going. And we're sitting in a fair value gap too, a bullish fair value gap as we speak. So let's see, we need to clear this level and close. If we don't close, we don't have a trade. Because once we close, we can wait for it to pull up a little bit. But if we don't close, we don't have a trade. And all we did was wick. We wicked so far. We're sitting on the 20 on the 1 minute. We're sitting above the 20 on the 1 minute. Come on, baby. We're still showing volume bearish on the smaller time frames, but we're still sitting above the moving average here on the 1 minute time frame. So we're looking like we could break through and at least come take it to yesterday's high. So just to kind of show you what that looks like, short position, especially with news, I try not to give it too much. I would give it kind of like a 1 candle stop. That's not bad, but that's not a lot of room. So you probably have to give it a little bit more room than that. Least, geez, beyond that. No, I'm not in this just yet. I'm just kind of showing. We know where our targets are to the left. So we know that's our high. If we are to break that high, preferably with a retest, we're trying to take it down further. Right now, we're still just forming a wick on that 1 minute. We don't have that confirmation. We need to close. We officially closed on the moving average. We're trying. We're trying to get out of there. MJ would be a better trader. Michael Jordan would be a terrible trader. Isn't that funny? Like some of the people who have a lot of gifts, like they don't have the trading capacity. Trading isn't supposed to be like, it's not a lot of fun. It's not, I mean, it can be fun, but it's not meant to be this thrill ride that everybody on YouTube wants to make it. It's meant to be kind of methodical and strategic and boring. And if it's not, you're probably doing something a little wrong. And I kind of believe that heart to my core. I definitely kind of do. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Let's see. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bullet bearish candles. And now we have closed below. So now if you want this, come and get it, but know that this is a risky trade. You're only taking it into here. If we close and retest to get below yesterday's high, then we'll take it lower. But this is hold on. I gotta stop trying to overmanage. Okay. So I'm trying. I deleted my trailing stop loss because in this volume, I don't know what else to do, but I'm gonna go ahead and add an order back in. Probably too late.
Go ahead and close.
Come on. Oh, don't do that. See, $400 to that. That hurts your daily drawdown. That hurts a lot. I'm better off just leaving that darn management on and getting what I get on a move like that and then being done. Because that hurts my daily drawdown. 240, good for you. I miss managing. Good job, Zoom user. Good job for you, though. So we're selling. I'm going to try to put a buy stop order in. You just want it to get a little extension, a little bit of ways. I got a lock. I got to close these pending things that come with my settings. Now I'm up 3. I'm not trying to get a whole bunch because this is mirroring a lot of accounts. I just want to, no, just come on, give me the move. Come on, come on. That's our 1 minute. Oh my goodness. Poor management, see? Inside candle, I'd be waiting for the breakdown here. I gotta close this because it doesn't automatically close if you're not using that stuff. I'd have to wait for a whole nother retest because getting in here is literally getting in at yesterday's high. And that's just a bad recipe. Bad recipe, no fun. Okay, coming down, ES. ES took yesterday's high already. YM, I'm reasonably sure, is on it. Gold is trying to turn around now. So we came down and now we're finally turning around. Beautiful buy. Yes, it's a lot of wicks to the downside on those indices. Don't love that. So if you're in this, you're in profit, lock, don't give it back. Even if it's a little bit of profit, just don't give it back. Good job, Ingrid. Have a great day, everybody. If you got questions, comments, whatever, come on out. You guys made a lot of money. I don't know, probably better than 10,000 with all this stuff in the chats. I'm sure some of it's demo dollars. I know some of it's evals. I know it doesn't feel like $1 bajillion, but if you can make $300-400 a day, $400 a day is 6 figures a year. And if it takes you 20 minutes to do it, like honestly, just stick with $400 a day. And I say it's 6 figures at 400 because there's fees, there's down days, etc., etc. $400. That's all you need. And a lot of you made well more than that. We're trying. We're trying to move again. I'm not going to step in and delete my trail that pops in. I just want this to keep letting it manage. Hopefully it doesn't knock me out, but if it does, it does. And it does. Just consistent points over and over. Missing the stupid move though. I'm gonna have to loosen that. Those settings are great for PM, but not for AM, and then AMs are not good for PM and vice versa. So just too tight on that. And it's moving. See if we can't hit one actual. Move this way out the way. I've almost closed 1,500. Hold on, let me get a screenshot. $1,500. Not a bad way to be at all. I have almost close to $1,500 prop firm and no payout yet. What's your question?
Hello, Jenny.
Hello there. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm okay. I was doing so well. But anyway, yeah, my question is I have almost $1,500 in prop firm
Okay.
that I have spent so far. And I haven't received any payout yet because I passed, I fell, I blow accounts, but I don't know. Would you recommend continuing?
That's a hard call. Like, so if you were my best friend, I
Yeah.
would, wait, $1,500 in how long? Like, are you slamming through them in a week in the last few weeks or in how long?
1,500 since January.
Okay, so 1,500 since January. We're in May now. That's about
Yes.
$400 a month ish, give or take.
Yes. So I would say, yeah, around 300-400 every month.
Okay. So believe it or not, you're probably on the very lower aspect of all of these prop firms. And I know it doesn't feel like it because $1,500 is a lot, but most of us are spending way more than $400 a month on prop firms. So looking at this from perspective, again, I don't know what your starting place is in terms of your daily bills, your actual income, your free flowing money, et cetera, et cetera. But here's what I will say. Number one, slow down. So what prop firm are you using?
Take profit.
Okay. So how many accounts are you trading at a time?
Yeah, 3.
Okay. So number one, let's go down to 2 at the most. Okay. And I did this wrong. I was like, cool, I'm going to prove what I can do with 20 accounts because I'm a good trader. Watch me. That's expensive. It's expensive, you guys. It's like 2 or 3 grand because you can pass them, but then you got to pay the activation fee, and that's about 3 grand. So to whatever, depending on the sale that they have. So number one, we're going to go down to 1 or 2. That solves, 30% of your problem right there.
Okay.
Gone. Number 2, are you trading minis or micros?
Both. I trade both.
Echo,
Okay.
echo.
Who's saying echo?
I'm sorry.
Oh, you're okay. You're okay. We're going to go down to 1 or 2 accounts. That's number 1. Number 2, right now, your only job shouldn't be to get a payout. Your job should be to prove consistency. And if we stop looking at it like our job is to get a payout, I think it becomes easier. Like, so for right now, I don't know what your rules are for yourself, but if my rules are, hey, I'm allowed to take 3 to 6 trades in a day, my only thing I'm focusing on, and this is psychology studies prove this, a bajillion things prove this, but the only thing you're working on right now, win, lose, or draw, is to take 3 to 6 trades in a day. Do that for several weeks. And once you've mastered, I can follow this rule, I do this no matter what. Now we're going to go to the next rule that says, hey, I'm only going to risk X amount, okay, per day or per trade or whatever. And you're going to prove that you can do that over and over and over again. But psychology has proven that we cannot make 87 changes at a time. We only can make 1, maybe 2 changes at any given moment, effectively implementing them. So for me, if I'm going to break this down, it would be, my goal is to go down to 2 accounts at the most, preferably 1. I know it seems like it's counterintuitive, but it's not. So trading 1 account at a time, especially until you've gotten a payout, makes more sense. So even if you're buying 2, you don't have to trade them both at the same time. Grow it. And then if you lose it, you have another backup for the month, which is now only $200 on the month.
Okay, so like right now I have 3. I should only trade 1. I can keep the other 2. Like, is it any, I don't know if you know, is there any rules on days not trading?
Well, it counts toward payouts or whatever. It's like you have to have 5 days on Take Profit Trader to get your eval pass, and then you have to have no days once you're in the pro account to get your payout. So like those rules applied, and they vary from broker to broker. But that's not the important part. The important part is you're blowing the accounts. Like once you get, and you also said you're passing them. So once you get the pass, what are you doing once you get the pro account? Are you changing how you're trading?
No, but my psychology is really messed up. I think that's like with Take Profit, I even came close to, I even got close into my funded account, getting a payout, and then I blew it. So I think it's my psychology. I have to work on my psychology, but
Yeah.
sometimes yeah.
Well,
I don't
that's
even.
like we all have to work on that as we all sit here and watch this kind of move to the upside. It's when you're in your pro account, your job should be, how many trades are you taking on the day?
To tell the truth, since I joined you guys, because even with Uncle P yesterday, we only had 1 trade and I made $262.
Okay.
And that's it. So I joined you guys so that I can keep up. I can be disciplined, and like yesterday when you said, if you made profit, close your computer.
Yeah.
I did that. Like as soon as you said it, I just closed my computer, and just to have like an accountability buddy. And in a way, you guys are giving me that. So, but before, I will try to go back. And I just want to see how it feels to get a payout. I guess that was my objective before, or my motivation. But now with you guys, I'm learning to really be disciplined, and if I take one trade, it goes well, that's it. But it wasn't like that before.
Okay, so then I think it comes down to rules too. So there's a Bible verse. It's like when you're trusted with the little things, you'll be trusted with much, right? It kind of, sorry, I always think about that one, but hold on, it's completely eluding me at this very millisecond. So you're walking the steps, okay, and you're leaving the results up to God. You're leaving the results up to the market.
Mhm.
What I would have you focus on, if you were my best friend, is I'm going to work on the steps. The steps are I'm allowed to take 3 trades at max in a day. Okay. The steps are if I take 2 losses on the day, I'm walking away even if it's red. Because as you hear the people on this call, we've all talked about it. When you take those losses, it messes with your psychology even more. So then you go on tilt, and then that's how we blow. Like, so my process for you would be, we're going to focus on the process. The payout will come. Like it might be this month. Like I love Take Profit Trader because it literally can be this month. Like, and it might be next month. But the payout will come once you perfect the process. But the process is, I'm going to take X amount of trades in a day. I'm going to trade it these 2 times in a day or 1 time in a day, and that's it. I'm not going to give any more. And if we look at the people who have made the millions of dollar payout, most of them have 1 to 2 times a day where they trade. They take 1 to 3 trades or something like that. If they take a loser or 2 losers, they're done. But look at the model. And they all have different, like ICT, or they have different strategies of different kinds. But that's not the point. The point is, I believe wholeheartedly most of these strategies work really, really well. It's a matter of not giving it all back. So it's the process. It means 1 account at a time. There's no sense in investing in something you're not getting paid out on. So 1 account at a time, number 1. I mean, my first $5,000 payout was like, it was smooth. It was 1 account on Take Profit Trader. Obviously, there was a lot of volume. And that was 1 account, 150K account, mind you. It wasn't even like the big account. So you can make big money on your little $100, $200 investment with them. But we have to stop giving it all back. So to compartmentalize, step 1, we're going to create a budget. I'm saying, hey, I'm allowed to invest this much into my investing journey per month. If I go over it because I'm having a bad month, I'm fighting with so and so, or I'm just in my feels, then I'm done for the month, and I can come back, June 1st. If I don't go over it, then I get to put that back into next month or put it into a live account, depending on what you've got going on in life, basically. That's number 1. Number 2, we're going to trade 1 account at a time. Number 3, we're going to take 1 to 3 trades on a day, 1 to 2 sessions at most. Number 4, we're going to take 1 to 2 losses at most. Anything more than 2 losses, and we're done on the day. Whether it doesn't matter, we're done. We're not allowed to go back in. Number 4 would be focus on the strategy. So it doesn't matter which strategy, if you're using Breakout, it doesn't matter which one you're using. It's just a matter of, okay, I'm going to only use this strategy, this way. My risk is going to be X amount. And then number 5 is going to be your contract size, which is, if right now you're risking a full mini, go to 5 micros for a while. Your account will last longer.
Okay. Okay.
So, I
I'm
know
going
it's
to
long-winded, but
Oh, no. That I appreciate everything you just said. I'm going to apply all of that. And I'll let you know.
okay. Well,
All right,
come back
thank
in a
you.
month. And hey, when you buy all those challenges, listen, I need to get like 100 people on there. So, and once I get 100 people, I have 10 free accounts to give away on the month, or 20 free accounts or something. But I am so far from that. So if you're buying any of these challenges, guys, please use code 6FTC. You get the same discount anyways, but it does help me to grow, and it helps us all as a community. So we will
Oh
see.
yeah, I think I've purchased like 10 accounts with that so far.
Okay, well, look at, then you're the best one, I promise.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
No, thank you. All right, guys. Trump spoke. I don't know what he spoke about, other than the tariffs. I don't know what the conclusion of it was. Kind of lackluster. Another upside flag. We just grabbed liquidity. To what end? I don't know. So we're trying to push back down again. Here we go again. A lot of downward selling pressure right now. There's just a lot of selling pressure happening. But it's not beautiful. So we've got a real good confirmation. We had all of these bullish candles. We've popped up real hard and aggressively, but we're still really respecting yesterday's high. We're having a really hard time getting below yesterday's high. And that's what we want to see. We want to see us get below this with some oomph. We want some real extension. And then now we're confirmed on the day. We're really confirmed. We're still sitting vastly below the point of control. We're vastly below the VWAP. Go up a time frame. We're still sitting below a lot of those significant things. On the 15-minute, we've broken below. So now we might just consolidate a little bit until we get another big move. Just bouncing around a little bit. Baby steps. Baby. That's it. That's all the trades I have on the day. Like, we honestly don't need any more. Could we keep going and keep doing all the things? Sure. Can we watch crude here when this news comes out? Absolutely. Could we take this again? Technically, yes. But it's not worth going back in. We've already made multiple waves to the downside. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can get down below. Now, before we look for buys, we need to get above this anyways. So no big reason to chase right now. Corey coming out.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
I wanted to ask you a question about Friday's trading. Is that a good day to trade, or is it a low volume day, or what is it?
Well, Friday has an FP, so there's that. I don't think it's neither good or bad. I think Fridays notoriously most people lose, and I think it's a really crappy day to be losing on because you take that loss into the weekend and then you take that psychology into the weekend. But
Yeah,
I don't think you're any less likely to make, if you're scalping like the way we were doing, a little bit of money on a Friday. But Friday notoriously is known for popping around, indecisiveness. But I kind of find Friday afternoons to be a really, a lot of times a good time to trade. So I'm not one of those people who say you can't trade that. I know people who only target Fridays and like high news days. That's the only time they trade. So it's hard to say you can't do that when we know people can and do. So do what works for you, but just do it accordingly. So if that day has low volume or a low ATR, you're going to trade it different. If that day's NFP, you're going to trade it different. You're not going to go for the gold. If you happen to catch a gold, great, but you're going for the base hits. And if it works out and if it doesn't, like, you're not going to carry that into the weekend. But I don't know. That's kind of my 2 cents on it. I think a lot of people don't trade Fridays though, because psychology reasons more so than trading reasons.
okay, great. Thank you.
That's my 2 cents. What do you think? Do you like Fridays or?
I traded one Friday last week and I didn't like it.
Okay, well then you got your answer. You don't have to trade Friday. Notice how I've most of my trading career, the vast majority of my trades have been Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Like most of them across the board. Because Mondays are an indecisive day. There's often a good move. Fridays are, there's good moves, but if you're not present for them, then you're going to get chopped up or in a holding pattern the rest of the time. So for me, I personally like Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I like it a lot. I don't like all the other times as much, but somebody else, that's their day off. That's the day that they can go actually make a mess and make the money. So if that's them, go do you. As long as it works for you.
And then also I've been finding out, like, I get on there at 8 o'clock and I can make some killer moves,
Yeah.
at 8 o'clock, and this is great trading. One good trade and pretty much I'll be done.
Last
So I'm
Friday,
thinking,
well, last Friday was NFP, which somebody just put in the chat too. So that was already a choppy day. And NFP in this market, it's crazy.
yeah.
It's a wild market right now. Like Asian is moving exponentially. There's just so much movement right now, you guys. It's crazy. It is crazy, crazy. Is that Corey or Cat Williams?
Nope, that's me. Um, but thanks for the answers. It
Yeah.
helped me out. I'm trying to get my little plan together for this. It's a lot different than Forex. So I got to make up a new plan for myself.
For me, the hardest part is the management. Trying to find a way to manage. I can take a winning trade, but it's managing it and then balancing the rules with the prop firms that I'm still kind of navigating. I'm gonna probably try out Ninja Trader's affordable thing next. Just buy the whole $4,000 suite of them but it's a lot to learn. I don't think this is more complicated than Forex. You're just covering quicker than Forex. You're covering quicker, and you do your best not to give any back. That's really the only difference. You're covering quicker, contract sizes are different. But if you had a winning strategy, you're gonna probably lower time frames, decrease risk, and cover quicker. If you had winning Forex trades, you're already in a great place. Great place. We won't get
Stick with it.
Yeah, stick with it, honestly. Look at this, you guys. This is yesterday's high. We are just failing. I'm curious to see if by the end of the day or by the end of tomorrow we kind of clear these levels, but right now it's anybody's market. We have officially failed to get below yesterday's high. So in the bigger time frame, we're still in a bullish market. Still very bullish. Gold gave us our one pump, came back down, retest all the way back into this box. This is a beautiful retest, and came back down. Multiple great trades on this, even just with this one strategy. ES was smooth, broke out, came back up to retest this zone, came back up now. Unlike the other indices, we've closed below yesterday's high. Same thing with YM, we got way below yesterday's high. Way below. And then oil, just kind of watch oil because there's 10:30 news that should impact this. That's it. That's literally all I got. So who's got questions, comments, and all the things? Anybody at all? This is your moment. Everyone's indicators working. Have a great day, Leslie. Win, walk away. Oh my gosh, Leslie, yes, win and walk away. Made almost $1,500. Just scalped it for $240. Michael Jordan would be a terrible trader, probably. Well, I don't know. I think most people who pursue excellence, they have discipline that others don't. And that makes you a good trader. That's why I think excellence is so contagious. Like, it's contagious, but it's duplicatable. Take Tim Ferriss. I like him, not because I think he's a perfect person, but I love his story in that he has mastered so many different industries. And I'm talking like world-renowned master of so many different industries. That's something hard, but the reason it's hard, or the reason he's been able to achieve something so hard, is because he takes the same discipline that he used in whatever, the 4-hour body, he put it into dancing, he put it into the chef stuff, he put it into biohacking, he put it into martial arts. For a little skinny small white dude, he beat some of the world's best martial artists. And when you look at that story, the only common denominator is literally it's just discipline. Everything else is insignificant by far. That is strange. Very strange. My take profit traders were still holding some NQ trades because the trade copy I'm using didn't close them, but I wasn't logged in to take profit trader to see that. So again, always a learning curve, but I didn't lose accounts, just down on the whatever. Becky said, do you have videos on what moving averages you're using and understand the breakout zones? I'm a newbie, and how to place a stop loss, buy, sell limits. Are you trading on Tradingview? I logged into a paper trading account. What are you trading on? What platform are you trading on if you're not trading on Tradingview? To answer the first part of your question, this template is pretty simple. It's got a VWAP. It's got a 20 moving average in the form of a ribbon. I like the ribbon because the solid line was just chopping me up a little bit much. I guess ribbon's the wrong word. It's a cloud. I like it because it's a little wider. I know that sounds like such a small thing, but you can use whatever you want. My original JGS strategy was really the 50, the 8, and the 3 because it was that and variations of that was the number one back tested thing like on this huge strategy tester years ago. So that was our mainstay. I used it on the 4-hour, I used it on the smaller time frames, I've used it in Forex stocks, crypto, I've used it everywhere. I've had a lot of people make 6 and 7 figures with it. People have made vastly beyond me, and I could not be prouder. Yes, it's a pat on my back, Jenny's whatever. That feels good. I'm not gonna fib. I like the credit and I think it is due. I spent the time and the money developing these things, right? But at the end of the day, it is just a strategy. So all we did here was move up some of those time frames. I don't have the MACD visible right now, but it's got a MACD, it's got a 20 moving average, and then an 8 moving average. The biggest notable differences are for futures, I decreased the size of the period on the bigger moving average. So for example, that is instead of the 50, it is now a 20. Okay, it's a 19 to 21. So it's kind of embodying that that whole situation. Sorry, I'm making sure I'm not in anything on my little affordable trading tools thing here because I didn't know. Lessons learned. But anyways, so 19 to 21 is how this is set. I love it a lot. This is a simple. I like the simple lately versus the exponential, which is what I spent most of my career trading on, was using the exponential moving average. And beyond that, we've got an 8. This is an EMA, not an SMA. I just like it's a little bit faster. You don't even need it. I like it to help me stay in trades, not necessarily looking for the quote cross, but as you saw with that management, the good and the bad of it, the good, the bad, and the ugly, it's hard to stay in this trade in real time, even with that moving average on screen, because this move up and then this move down it's a sizable difference. It's especially if you're trying to maintain that trailing drawdown. But I digress. The original JGS really, really simple. I'm looking for the cross of price above the 50 moving average and the smaller time frame, which in that case was a 3 moving average above the larger time frame moving average being the 20. I'm looking for the fast MACD, okay, the green one. So this is a custom indicator. We've got it custom built on MT4 with contract sizes and all the bells and whistles. It's really cool. Stop losses included, take profits included, and all the things. But I'm looking for at least one closed bar. So in definition, if we need one closed bar, I need technically to see 2 of the fast MACD moving above, okay? And then I'm going to be looking for a buy. My stop loss is going to be previous lows if I'm trading FX or kind of swing trading, previous lows or previous fractals. If I'm trading something like futures, I'm using a 1 candle exit, okay? 1 candle might be a little subjective. If it's a baby candle like this, I might want to give it this much room, and then I'm just buying along the way. From there, we have what we call retests. The best part about that particular strategy is that we had all the retests. Those retests, you get a lot of information from the cross of the fast and slow MACD, and of course the retest of the bigger moving average. So price retests, closes below the smaller moving average, in this case an 8, retests the bigger moving average, in this case a 20 cloud, right? Cool, also known as a flag, right? But I like to see it this way because now, and sometimes you're going to get the retest of the 0 line on the MACD. We don't get it here, obviously, but you will get it in other places. Now, as we get a candle that closes above previous candles, a bullish candle that closes above what has now touched and kissed and kind of moved off of that higher time frame moving average, we've got confirmation. So then again, we buy. This right here is a little janky. I wouldn't have taken it mostly because it hasn't touched the bigger time frame and it didn't touch the 0. I need it to touch one or the other. So this great move, but I would have missed it. But the purpose of this strategy is it gives you the original entry. And since we cannot always be on the chart for this moment, and then we come to the chart and we're like, oh my gosh, price has moved. What do we do? The retests are super significant and important. So that's everything in terms of the moving averages and the strategy on screen. In terms of the breakout strategy that I developed and built this kind of situation for, again, we're in the process of automating it. A great indicator, custom being the key word. That's what the focus I'm going for anymore is custom, meaning the user has control, because we live in such an open world that I want the people to be able to use it however the people see it. And that's kind of my personal goal for the community. But yes, the 6-figure trading coach 8 p.m. Sydney session is my strategy. It's my tool. We use it in 6FTC. We use it in Futrix. and of course breakout. I personally, I'm giving it all, and then I'm hopping off. So if you have questions as they come up, tell me. If not, we'll see if we can't chop this up and then make a video out of it. But anyways, breakout strategy. Yes, 6 FTC, mine, 8 p.m., 9:30, big dog, New York, London. There's a lot of variations. Biggest thing is, again, we wanted to build this to be completely customizable, and we did that. So I personally, if I'm going to pick my time frames, I like quite a few of them. 9:30, 8 a.m., 2:30, 20 o'clock. I like all those. There's a few others that I wouldn't mind. One guy that we had on our Tuesday night call, I think he's using 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. Don't quote me. I don't want to be wrong, but sometime like that, okay? Don't ask me which one it was. And you can use this at any given time. One guy messaged me, I love him to death. He was like, look, I pop this on my chart any time of day, any time frame, and I use it. And this is the best thing I've ever had. So just so you know, customizable means customizable. I want you guys to be able to use this how and when you see fit. That is the big goal across the board. So time frames aside, obviously we're targeting New York Open and we're targeting 8 p.m. That was kind of my secret weapon. Was I wanted to use 8 p.m. because it's an untraded, not a lot of competition on YouTube. So that's what I told Uncle P, like, look, this is, you know, how we'll do this is 8 p.m. It's, I promise you, it's a standout point. But also I like the way the market moves at that time. There's less volume, there's less New York control, there's less New York's nonsense. So it's really, really smooth. The lines on the chart that you see now, getting to the actual breakout box, we are on oil and we're on the 1 minute time frame. But all these, this upper green line and lower red line, all it's telling you is it's encompassing the candles based off of how you have it set that you are on. So right now we're on the 1 minute. This is pretty much inboxing the 1 minute candle. Now we're on the 2 minute. Now this is inboxing the 2 minute. Pay attention to where these purple and blue lines are too for a second as I go up to the 5 minute. 5 minutes is not going to be dynamically different because the amount of volume in that candle is pretty close to the first 2 minutes. But now if you notice, these are a little bit further away because this is encompassing and this is unboxing that 5 minute candle. But this purple line, the target, is 1 standard deviation away from the full range of the time frame you have it on. So I'm going to say that one more time, okay? These blue and purple lines are 1 standard deviation of the full range based off of how you have it set. So all this is telling you is if I were to get out my measurement tool, don't ask me stuff, hold on. If I were to get out my measurement tool from here to here is, and don't quote exactly, it's about 23, whatever that is. I don't trade a lot of oil, is the same size as here. See? So this range is about 23 ticks, and we have settings in there too that will give you contract sizes. It'll help you with risk. Another thing I struggled with a lot when I started futures was I didn't know how to do the risk, but that's all this is 1 range away, okay? How I'm using this, and before I pull up the box that gives us the lot sizes and what have you, how I'm using this is as price breaks, I want to take it, okay? I want to take the break. Now, knowing, especially in New York, there's a lot of volume. You could break up, get a wick, and then poosh, right? So you gotta be careful. You really gotta be able to buy, protect, and then go, okay? Sell, protect, go. Sometimes you're gonna get knocked out. Sometimes you're gonna get this voluminous move. The market is the market. I have no control over that. But I want to go with where price is going. And if price is breaking out to the upside, I want to take that. If price is breaking down to the downside, I want to take that. If I'm entering in here, I do my management dynamically differently, and I love it. It may or may not work for you, but at the end of the day, it's going to be up to you. So I'll kind of show you. There's a lot of lines on this chart, but we didn't take a trade, so I'm going to go ahead and delete some of this stuff. We don't need it as much. So if I'm taking a trade based off of the break, remember your entry is never going to be exact. That's a fool's errand. Okay, we don't do that. That's 5. Okay, the 5 to 1 based off of using the 50%. Now, likely you didn't get a 5 to 1. Let's all be fair. But in essence, if I'm taking my entry here, I can put my stop loss below the range of the zone and my take profit here, which is going to give me exactly a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio. Okay, exactly a 1-to-1. And the pips, ticks, and points is going to be a little bit various. There's commissions, there's other factors. It's part of the game that we play. But it is what it is. So you can do that as the most basal way, okay? For me, That means full take profit, full stop loss. You're in, you're out, you're done. Okay. You either win or you lose, and that's all. On a day like today, that's going to be a great recipe. On a lot of other days, not the best recipe. Let's all be fair. How I typically do this is if I'm taking the break, I'm going to put a hard stop loss below this zone. I typically like to have it a little bit of a way because we've seen us get wicked by a tick and then it just takes off anyways, and that sucks a lot. But I like to keep my stop loss a little bit further out and just put a hard stop loss in and around this range, right? So a little bit outside of the box. However, I'm going to get out a drawing tool. I don't know which one it is. There we go. If price is doing something like this and a wicks down and it comes and wicks down again and then takes off, I want to know that I didn't get knocked out. So for that reason, let's turn that, delete that. I think I have to turn that off, otherwise it doesn't turn off. Oh, it did not turn off. There we go. Delete. What I'm actually doing is I have a mental stop loss in and around the 50% mark, okay? Meaning if we're closing really aggressively with full body candles and no wicks below this 50%, I'm looking to exit. If we're closing below that zone, okay, aggressively with full body candles and not just wicks, I'm looking to exit. So I have a mental stop loss in and around here, especially once I'm in profit. I'm moving my stop loss up bare minimum to here, okay? And then I'm trading accordingly. So most of the time, if I bring this back down to the 1 standard range, trading like this is going to get me pretty close to about a 2-to-1 trade. Now, in real time, I don't always achieve that, no fibbing, because obviously I'm going to let it bounce around here, but I wanted to give this room to breathe. I want this to be able to pop up and wick down and then take off and still hit my target. But to give you an idea, if you're taking the break and using this as your mental stop loss and this as your take profit, that's a 2-to-1. Once you've hit that 2-to-1, you can say, hey, I'm not going to close exactly. I'm going to trail by the candle, in which case the first candle that made another low is this one right here. This is the first candle that made a lower low. So you got a 2.5-to-1. If you had it held to another level, for example, or to previous day highs, lows, or other significant areas, you get a 5.5-to-1. So there's a lot of potential here. You get one trade, you manage it well on the day, and you walk away. One trade, maybe two, right? So that's kind of how I'm using it. Obviously, you can say, hey, I want to take a 5-minute zone, but I want to enter on the 1 minute. We have settings in there for that. I want to see what real time is doing on the actual price that I'm on the chart that I'm on. So I don't like it set up that way. Personally, you might, you do you. A lot of people are using that and they're having success and they like it. So more power to them. Last thing I'll show you is this, which actually I got to get off of this instrument because it's kind of messy on that instrument for some reason. I'm going to go here. Gold, the crude oil isn't doing the contract sizes right. But I'm going to go here to turn this on. Now you see we've got contracts. This button up here is going to let me know how much I can put on this based off of how much I want to risk. Like, so for example, if I'm going to move this to $200, okay, I only can risk 2 contracts on MGC, on gold, micro gold, right? That's all I'm allowed to risk. Now, if I know I'm going to be managing somewhere in that 50%, I can probably do 3, just, eyeballing it, knowing what I know, but it gives me a parameter. So I'm going to put this back at around 300 and we're going to keep that on for a second before I pop out of here. If I want this to extend maybe till 11 o'clock or something, I can change that extension a little bit further on the chart to where now it will go out further. So not a bad way to be. I personally, I kind of like it ending sooner, like at a 15, because it also tells me I'm done trading. I don't need much more than that. I don't know what time 15 is on the 5-minute, but I've made my money or I have it, and I should be out for the day, like by the time I'm getting to here. Not that I'm perfect at that, but that's kind of my goal. So that's, another topic. What else? Other settings. If I go to, I don't have it up. I also have a strategy that will do all this for you, and it has some really cool management features that will let you kind of automate this through third-party services on Tradingview. So imagine taking those trades and not having to worry about any of them. But it's Really, really cool system. Really, really cool. I'm very excited about it, but I digress. Here we are. We're back on the 2-minute. For the most part, this is where I focus. We took this trade. Truth be told, I could have taken it way down here based off of my actual strategy, which we just talked about, right? Plus, I knew I was targeting the previous day's levels and previous day's close. So I could have been in this sooner just based off of my actual trading strategy. But either way, we take it here, it breaks, you hit your full target. You don't need to give it much of a room for a stop loss. In this case, this is not a short position, long position, ta-da. I'm gonna just take it to that level. Halfway, about a 2-to-1, you're done and you're out. The cool thing is, as price continues, everybody was looking for that to make a different move. We sold down just as easily. So like if you're needing 2 trades on the day, most of us don't. Getting greedy makes for great videos, but not for great management. Same thing, that's your 2-to-1 on the day. This one's a little tricky, but it is a great example as to why I have a mental stop loss in here and not a hard stop loss at that 50% mark. Because if I put a hard stop loss at that 50% mark, I'm going to get wicked out by ticks like 80% of the time. It's not worth doing. But I do want to pay attention to, let's say I took this entry and we pop back up. I want to pay attention to the time on the candle and how this candle is forming. I don't want to just close because I'm scared. I want to give this room to play out. And if I had, we've got plenty of money on the table. So not a bad way to be. That's 2.7, but you could got out. And most of my payouts, and most of my best progress have not been with these moves. They've been with these moves. Because this move cost me money, as you saw today, and it's not necessarily dollars on the account, it's the available drawdown. And without the available drawdown, even in your pro account for Take Profit Trader, you're messing yourself over. It's not a good way to be. Not at all. So I think I answered all of it. The uses are endless. The uses are truly, truly endless. You can also use this as a range. So let's say you come to the chart and this is what you see. You see this kind of consolidation. What you can do is, we're on 2 minutes. This is 7:16. You can come grab that indicator, go type in 7:16, extend the line out by 50, okay, or whatever, 40, and say, hey, just to keep me accountable, to keep me real, because in real time, it's hard to stay out of this. We all have a darn opinion. We all have a darn want. We all have, some reason to be taking a trade. But this is a box we really can't trade out of, right? So how do we know, and how do we manage this? Well, you can go up to the 5-minute time frame, for example, go up a time frame, give this plenty of room, start it at 9, 7, 12 or whatever, do a 15-minute box and say, okay, I'm not allowed to take a trade until we break out of this box. And that wouldn't have happened until here. So it kind of keeps us a little bit honest too, as a breakout strategy that says, I'm on the chart, I see consolidation. I don't want to lie to myself and tell me I see something that I don't see. So I'm going to come here, I'm going to pick the time frame and about this distance, pick that time frame, pick that time on the clock, type it in, and it'll give me a range that now I can wait till we break out of and take a healthy trade instead of an aggressive trade. Aggressive. But I think that answers literally every question that I can think of. Is there any other question? Does that help a little bit? I know you're muted. Okay, well, those are the major 2 systems I use, guys. Everything else I use is mostly automated. I have developed a couple of other strategies that I'm getting ready to release for Tradingview. I'm in the market for a new developer to kind of finalize some things. Overall, very excited. It's just now a matter of helping people not overtrade, not make all the dumb decisions, slow down a little bit. We don't need 20 challenges in a month, just a little bit. We just need a little bit, not too much. And that's it. So cheers to hopefully being able to get to where we want to be. And go from there. That a bounce. Me too, Randy. Me too. I need to go. But if you guys have questions, comments, put them in the chat. If you guys made money today, please put that in the chat as well. Oh my gosh, this is dropping like a brick. Dropping. Look at NQ. Just took a while. It had to play around for a little while first, I guess, huh? I guess that's what I hear. We'll pull that up. Had to play around before it was gonna give us that move. But that's okay. All good. I need to start utilizing this as a range breakout because I can see it keeping me accountable for sure. Robert, that's a big one. Even for me, like, because sometimes we're in a range and it's not a good trading time and we're trying to force a trade. You got tons of options.
I wonder why that fall. The only news that is showing is that just Trump says he reached a breakthrough deal with the UK, which you would think would be positive. So interesting that it's reacting that way.
Yeah, it is interesting how all this is functioning. It's wild.
Well, that breakthrough deal was keeping the tariffs at 10% as it was announced before. So but I think the market is reacting to not a big reduction in tariff numbers. So this is the first agreement reached. So they may be seeing this as this is not going to be so great.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's moving fast now.
Yeah, and then the US dollar just is moving up as the stock market is moving.
That'll do it. Holy
The
cow.
dollar's moving up.
The dollar's moving up. Look at that move. Big, beautiful, healthy. We're targeting this, man. We're going.
Yeah, that moves so fast I couldn't even get an entry in that.
Yeah, it's too far gone. If you're holding, I mean, you've got a nice target at yesterday's close because that will fill the gap from yesterday.
On the 2-minute, we have a fair value gap that's getting filled right now. So I might be able to take it from a tap of the. Yeah, it's pulling back now from the fill of the gap.
Filled that area. I think this is an easy target, guys. Very, very easy target. But take it with your own risk. I'm not calling that as a trade or anything. Because that's just a recipe for disaster. So I'm not participating in that.
You and Scott, what's your views with how gold and Bitcoin has been moving with all the turmoil that's sort of going in the markets and tariffs and all this and the third? And how do you guys project things are playing out long term if you have any sort of your own analysis on that?
Well, I would say that we should be looking for before the general markets can start booming up, people need to take their cash out of gold. And so that's going to affect both Bitcoin and the general markets. I think that Bitcoin going up is a general sign of, market health. And the scared money parked in gold. And eventually that money is going to come out to try to catch yields because there are no yields in gold. So when gold starts selling off, you can look for the markets to start booming.
Well,
Right now, everything's mixed.
yeah, I was gonna say we're not quite yet seeing that sell off on gold. One like big deal guy last night was like gold's going up, and I was like, I don't see it. Gold went down all night. But I don't know. That's hard. It's hard to say. We got a nice little sell off, but not like that's a big move. Retest, come back down. That's nice. Although there's a lot of imbalance in here.
That's a very interesting point you guys made with the. I definitely agree too with the goal that money may flow into some other areas, avenues, or whatnot. Um, Scott, I don't think I got your opinion too on the what was that I was thinking of The Powell and Trump trying to sort of force Powell's hand to go ahead and lower these interest rates. How do you foresee that playing out?
Well, I think that, Trump has already made a comment, why would I fire Powell? His term is up in less than a year. And we know that he's not going to renew Powell's term. So ultimately Powell's going to do what Powell's going to do. He knows he's a short timer anyway. And everybody figures that there are going to be rate changes, but they're not going to happen. They didn't happen this week. And it's what Paul's been saying all along. It's, Trump makes comments about Powell not seeing interest or not seeing inflation. And, but he wants lower rates, which is, seen by, Powell as something that fuels inflation. If he wanted to kill inflation, he'd be raising rates. So there's some disconnect there between the two viewpoints. Trump wants the economy to grow, and lower rates help the economy to grow. Powell has one lever, and I don't know that those dots can get connected.
I don't know.
Good point.
Good morning, Miss Jenny. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. How about yourself?
All right, I have a question real quick about my Apex account. The 50K is showing P&L at 937. My balance at 49,063. So I did I blow my drawdown yet?
What's your distance to draw?
The screen, yeah, I can share my screen. I've got I took a screenshot of Apex website. I'm gonna share it. Let me see.
Okay, you're the boss.
My share.
Yeah, again, there's a lot of things that can go wrong in this stuff, guys. It's wild to see how much.
This is just screenshot. Can you see that?
Let me close out of some of this stuff. Make it bigger. So that's from the Apex website. Can you log into Tradingview?
Yeah, I can.
So your negative P&L is only $900 down, but I don't know if that means you have or have not used up your trailing drawdown, which is why most people blow the accounts with take profit, is because take profit is really easy. Like, it's 5 days, sure, but it's because there's no rules and weirdness. It's so easy, but once you get into the pro account, you have that trailing drawdown, and there's all these buffers and things that kind of go into it. So I need to see your actual Tradingview account. You have to log into Tradingview if you want me to give you any
And I get confused on how to log into it, so maybe.
So go to Tradingview.
This isn't it.
No, that's not it.
Okay, go to Tradingview website.
Honestly,
All right,
This might be
Pardon?
delayed too. Sometimes the Apex, they depends on the end of the day and all that before they update. So definitely Trader Vedas to get the most accurate.
yes, 100%.
You can find your
Right, yeah.
login. Do you know your password and all that for Tradingview?
Yeah, but like I said, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, this is all new to me, to be honest. There's so many different well, not so many. I know they got a login for Tradingview, they got a login for Apex, and I've accidentally downloaded the what you call them, wealth charts. So this is a Tradingview login, right?
So you're talking about the Tradingview one, yes. So you have to go to your Apex to get the login information if you don't already have it.
Oh yeah, that's I got that. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so how do I get past this page? When I push launch, it's going to send the
I think you told me
data.
this was a screenshot.
I'm sorry, no, this is the actual trade of 8 here.
It looks like a screenshot that I'm seeing, but I mean I could be wrong.
Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I'm not sharing the right screen. Hold on 1 second. I thought I had the you know what? Let me share this. Stop sharing and reshare this. I think I'm sharing the wrong screen right now.
We don't want to hit that yesterday's close, man. The bulls are fighting.
Okay. Now, do you see the trade of 8?
Uh-huh. So I'm guessing
So
you were.
if I click launch, I think it's going to say.
You have to select the simulation. It's going to be that for the eval. So go ahead and hit launch simulation, and then it should ask you for your credentials. Well, I think you already entered it in, so hopefully it pulls up your trade of 8.
Yeah, well, see, this is what happened when I click on simulation.
Okay.
So
Hold on.
that's
Let me see. I'm gonna request your view is very big, but
okay.
so click here. Okay. So now I'm in. Oh, this is gonna be so much fun. I'm just gonna go to tradeof8.com. Okay. Because it skipped the point where you have to put in your actual login stuff. So that's strange. I'm guessing you have your Windows stuff set up to automatically log you in to something. I'm gonna log out. We have to log into this via the credentials you'll find on your Apex account. So I'd like you to go, this is something you created for you. This is not your Apex login.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about these credentials.
Yeah, those credentials.
That's why I say this can get confusing. So I'm gonna put this over here so I can put this here.
Here come the bulls, like you said.
Yeah, the bulls are still fighting. We could tell by the way they rejected before they got to that open yesterday's close. Like it's just there's not enough. Not enough.
I guess I had a quick question, real quick. So I use Apex as well, and I may be wrong, but the on the 50K, the trailing drawdown, that's daily though, or is that until it's reached?
That's intraday drawdown. So if it says
Okay,
500, remember, and this is what I keep talking about
right.
because it's different for me too. But if my trade was up $1,000 and I closed
Yeah,
it for a net positive of $500, I might be at 50,500 now. So my account is up, right? But my trailing drawdown,
1,500.
yeah, my trailing drawdown is now only 2,000 and I no longer have 2,500 in trailing drawdown.
Right, right. Yeah, I actually, I mean, I have a soft limit of 6 trades a day, but I actually, in my head, because sometimes I know that I might catch a crazy wick or something, so I try to keep track of that.
I
'cause I
think
know
I
some
got it
people
now,
use it.
right?
Yep, so hit access stimulation. In theory, we're gonna get this to work together.
There it is. And then Jenny should be able to show people how you can track your trailing drawdown through here as well. This is probably one of the best ways to do it.
Okay, I think I probably still have control, so I'm gonna clean this up a little bit. You can fix it for you later.
You go do what you need to do. I tell you, I'm totally
Okay.
lost in the sauce. So
Okay, good. So I'm just closing out of some of these windows we don't need because they're a lot of windows. So, and then I usually save a template, but I'm gonna come up here and hit this plus button. I'm gonna go down to where it says accounts. I'm gonna click on it. Hopefully this works with remoting, but drag it to the bottom. Okay. You have to keep this up no matter what. Okay. You have to be able to know what your trailing drawdown is. It's not as cut and dry as I'm in profit or not in profit. So right now it's really big, but that's not the issue. So I'm gonna come over here to this little baby wheel, select columns. Right now you just have an account and open whatever. So there's a lot of ways to view this information. Daily loss limit, okay. Distance to drawdown.
somebody was saying the ticks and the dollar amount because I like using the dollar amount, but it's not the same something. Oh, so you can drag in columns like you do on MT5, which you want to show.
So you can play with this quite a bit, but I'm going to put all of those versions of distance to just so you can kind of see how it reads all a little bit different. I think I've got all of them now. Okay, I'm going to hit save. So your distance to drawdown is in parentheses, meaning it's negative. So you've blown this account.
Okay.
Because I know it's hard to do because, well, you're pretty close. You didn't blow it by a lot of daily distance. You blew it by the actual losses, but you can literally have 51,000 and still technically blow the account, just based off of different parameters. So this account is blown. You can tell that by this distance to drawdown column. You can also tell it by this being less than, well, this should be 4750 is the minimum it can go in general, provided you have the full allotment of distance to daily drawdown. But this account is now blown. So you'd have to get it reset or do a different challenge. And I don't know what contracts you're trading, but again, highly recommend a micro, because it moves too much. Even this morning, again, me watching that trade go up and down in profit, it eats up that distance to daily drawdown, and then the account is no good anymore.
Yeah, I was trading both, like I said in the Discord. I got greedy. I should have got out. I was like almost like $1,200 in profit, and I just, psychologically, I said I want to get a little more so I can make up for the days that I lost. Because what I normally try to do when I first open my prop account, I try to divide it uh trading days, 28 trading days, divide that into the 3,000 to give me a buffer of how much I would like to make and then just get out and then go in the next. That's what I would like to do, but I was busy and I didn't get to trade for quite a few days, so I was trying to make up that difference, and here we are. But
That way,
like I said,
that psychology you just shared is, I think if we could just have a psychology class on that, that is the 100%. You'll notice from me, you'll notice from you, but I promise you guys that I just want to make up the loss from yesterday. I just want to get the other $10. $10 turns into literally like $1,000. It's not worth it.
yep.
So the market gives you what it gives you today. If it's a lot, great. If it's not a lot, that's fine too. Like it's totally fine too. No biggie. But we do not keep doing that. And I'm 100% part of it. I'm with you 100%. I wish I wasn't. I wish I was superhuman. $10 turns into 5 blown accounts. And look, there have been times I was up especially I don't know, maybe 7, 8 months ago, I was up like 10 grand on the day, and I was only mirroring, I don't know, 5, 10 accounts. So it was a lot on the day. And I remember it was $9,900 some odd dollars. I wanted $10. Okay.
Yeah, that's me.
Okay. To make it to this, big screenshotable, this is what you made. And I ended up blowing every one of those accounts, like every single one of those accounts,
Really?
all of them
Yep,
gone.
that's what happened to me yesterday, Jenny. I said I want to make it to even thousand. Make it easy. I got like $30 to go. And it never happened.
Yeah. So we got to get over the whole concept of I want to make $400 a day. I want to make blah, blah, blah. I want to make up yesterday's loss. Oh, it's just $30. It needs to be, I took my 3 great trades. They either won or they lost. I managed the best I could at the time. Okay. And I'm either up or down, but I walk away. Sometimes that might be 1,200. Sometimes that might be 200. Sometimes I might be red by 100. And that's okay. But I think if we can all just apply that mindset and stop with the whole, well, I just need $20 more to pass. I just need $50 more till I get a payout. If you needed $50 more, you can get the $50 more tomorrow, yo. Like, we got to stop this.
So am I hearing you, and correct me if I'm wrong, basically do not get caught up in the dollar amount, but do stick to the rule of 3 trades in and out, win, lose, or draw, or whatever you set your amount at.
100% correct. 100%. Because come on, the dollar amount might be really big, but then we also have the whole problem of if the dollar amount is too big, we've messed up on the other rules for some of these stinking brokers. So we don't care about the dollar amount. We say, hey, I am going to take up to 3 trades during New York Open, or if you're David, he's going to take up to 2 trades during his AM session and up to 2 trades during his PM session. They are either going to win or they are going to lose. If the market and the world goes up in smoke in between now and then, we don't care. If there's more money or somebody posts a $50 billion payout, we don't care. If we missed our entry, we missed our entry. But that needs to be the mindset, I think, across the board. Like, that needs to be the mindset of I'm either in or I'm out. I took my trades. It is not a dollar amount. And if we're so close to the target, please, you guys can play it back to me. I'll listen to it in my sleep. If we're so close to the target, we're not taking another trade. We refuse.
It's so hard.
In other words, take what they give you.
Yeah.
When they give it to you, take it and get out.
Take what
right.
Take what they give you.
What is it? Get what you get and don't throw a fit.
That's right.
Get what you get.
Miss Jenny.
Yep.
Is actually, so this is powerful. I didn't know if do you know of anything on YouTube that has just how you just did the chart right there on Tradingview? Like, I actually, before I had the blue screen of death on my laptop, I was trying to set this up because I wanted to maybe start trading off of Tradingview.
If you want to be a
And
successful
adjusting
trader, like I personally think you need Tradingview open. I'm learning that if I want to be a successful trader that mirrors many brokers, I need to have Tradingview up and Ninja Trader up. But if you've got a few minutes, I'll walk you through it real quick, and then I'm going to hop off, honestly.
Sure.
Thank you, Jenny. That was extremely extreme. I have to do it. I mean, to hear it is awesome, but to actually bring it to fruition is a horse of another color. But thank you so much.
You are welcome. You are welcome. I'm glad that I can help. Hey, you're only on number 2, so you're doing really good. So your turn, whoever was speaking there. Let's do you next.
Oh, so I'm actually down right now. I gotta fix my laptop. I didn't download the right driver on my multi-screen, so I am not trading at all today.
Okay.
Well then, yeah, I'm on my cell phone listening in.
Okay. Well, in that case, you're not sharing your screen from your cell phone. Like, I'm not trying to do all that, but I will definitely help you walk.
Right.
It's not too hard. You just want to set up your daily loss limit if you're using Apex. Unfortunately, Take Profit Trader doesn't allow that feature. It's always one thing or another with any of these darn firms. So baby steps, guys. It's a long haul. You're in for the long haul.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Well, hey, that's enough for me on the day. I've been talking for a couple of hours. You guys made money. Please go put it in the chats. Go put it all the places. It helps us. I will take those screenshots and post them as well. You please do the same. And
Hey,
happy.
Jenny, how do I save that? So I want to go through what I just went through to get back to Trade of Eight. Do I save it on my desktop, or how do I save that login and everything that you just did? Because
Okay, so
as you can see, I was lost.
share your screen again.
Thank you, Jenny, for all that you do. Appreciate you so much.
Thank you, Miss Barbara. We couldn't do it without you.
forgot which one to share.
You're my strength.
I was sharing the Trade of Eight screen, right?
Yep.
I don't even know where is that now. Where is it? I know it just. No. Is it that one?
Ooh, here they come. Here they come.
The bulls are coming.
The Bulls are coming. The Bulls are coming.
They're
forgot
missing.
which screen.
We missed the high and we missed the close. It's just evident, 100% evident. We're going back up. So
Did it close out on me or something, Jenny? Is this the right
no, I did it.
page?
Here, we're gonna start here. Ready? This isn't gonna matter because that account is blown, but oh, I don't have remote control anymore. Here we go. Request remote.
Let me give you control again.
We just tested pre-market low. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so if you go into risk settings, you guys, this is only allowed on Apex, and then other brokers, Take Profit Trader doesn't allow it, but you can actually come in here and you can say, hey, because I'm a human, I don't want to make any bigger mistakes than I have to, so I'm not going to give away more than $500 on the day. Okay, and that's kind of a big amount for a $2,000 buffer, but just being real with you guys. So I'm going to also come in here and say, hey, when I hit $500 on the day, okay, I'm done trading on the day. Because sure, you can pass this in a day, but passing it in the day is
500, you got 5,000.
yeah. Oh, well, I told you I was greedy. No, I'm joking. 500, like sure we can pass it.
Let's go.
I know, right? That doesn't matter. Being able to pass it in a day is only going to mean you blow it tomorrow after you give them another $100, okay? We don't care about passing it in a day. It feels good, it feels warm, it feels fluffy, but we're over that, okay? We're here for the long haul. So practice doing this a little slower until you've proven you can get payouts. But something like this, you can even go in and go extend that further to weekly targets, but I'm going to hit save. This is not going to stick because you've lost this account, okay?
Now, Jenny, excuse me one second. How did you get to that? How did you get to that page?
So up here, again, you're going to log into Tradingview using your Apex or Take Profit Trader data. You're going to come up here to the right. Take Profit Trader doesn't have this feature though, sadly. Okay. So it's kind of laggy because we're remoting, but give me a second. So accounts, you'll click on risk settings to get to what we just went over. You can also go over here to add-ons. And this is where you're going to put your order flow.
Now, what is order flow?
Detailed volume and market depth information.
Okay.
The definition happens to be there. I'm like, okay.
So it was self-explanatory. Okay.
No, it's okay. I was just gonna read it and have fun with it. So I just click yes on all the free stuff. I meant it when I said I'm trying to get people to spend less. I mean, obviously we're gonna spend money. Pick one or two mentors. You know, have a good system, buy a couple props, but I don't want people nickel and diming everything. So put a budget on what you're spending. So now all the free stuff is clicked yes. You're gonna get there from add-ons. So the rest of this stuff is not important right now. I'm going to go ahead and hit close. Okay. So now here's where we're at. I personally like to have something like this. So I have my accounts to the downside. I have up trailing max. I have up, oh, here, what all do I have up? I'll tell you.
And can you save this template or this page or whatever from?
Yeah, it'll save. It'll save. So trailing max drawdown. Okay. I have that. I have exposed is a pretty big one. Because again, these orders and then the missed malfunctions are most of my problems anymore. So exposed positions, I want to know if I'm in contracts I don't know I'm in. Or I want to know how many contracts I'm in because maybe you had an open order or something. Now this sadly doesn't show pendings, which is a sadness, but otherwise it's great. Liquidate, distance, cash.
So if you have copy trading on there, it would show all the accounts that's open, basically.
Yep. And you can see this was auto liquidated. Oh, no, you can't see that. I can see it, but you can't. Hold on. Auto liquidated started. So this will tell you if your account was $P&L. But you can come in here and play with these. There's a lot of options. You don't need them all. So distance to liquid. I don't like the order. The auto liquidated started. It was liquidated today. It's delicious. It's exposed. I have mine in a different order, so this is tripping me up. But to kind of give you an idea, these are some options you have. So I'm going to make this a little bit skinnier. It gets pretty cluttered when you have a lot of accounts down there. But now on the chart, I'm going to go up here. I'm going to go to fills and orders. Okay, show all. I want to be able to see the orders that are being taken. That's a big deal to me. I'm going to click that again. I'm remoting in, so this is so much fun. I'm now going to go to indicators. I actually don't even know how to remove those indicators, if I'm being honest, because I don't do that often. We're going to figure it out together. I'm going to remove the volume, the average directional, the ADX, and the TMA. And now you have a clean, naked chart. Okay. So it's clean, it's naked. Now I'm going to come down here. I'm going to go, I'm guessing what time frame are you trading on?
3 or 2 minute like you.
Okay. So I'm going to go to custom. You have no recent customs because you're not in here. So I got to go to a different custom time frame. 2 minutes. Okay, I'm going to hit save. So now we're on the 2 minute. I do need to go to, you have a weird candle up right now. I'm going to go to candlesticks.
I wonder what happened.
Okay. So now you've got candlesticks, 2 minute time frame, and this is a weird instrument. So I'm going to go in here.
You can put it on that. Did I save any symbols in there? Oh, I thought I started saving symbols.
So here, I'm going to go type in NQ. Right now we're on the May contract, right? And now since we have this saved, if I go to this one, okay, let it load for a second. All those indicators take a lot of time and space to load. I'm going to come here. I'm going to load the default template so I don't have to redo all that stuff. I'm going to put on here MES. So this is the micro ES, okay? Now you've got that up and lovely. That's awesome. And actually, just because I want to be like protective, I'm going to come in here and go MNQ. Okay. And when you log back in, this is how it's going to look. Well, if I could click it nicely, MNQ. There you go. Look at that bold.
Now, how'd you know it was the right one for March? Is it normally at the top?
You'll know because this is going to be choppy. It's if you click on the wrong one, it's not going to look like regular price action. It's going to look weird. Okay, but I usually have up a couple of charts, not a lot on them because I don't want this to be heavy. I want this to be super fast, okay? And then also the last thing I do, I don't know why that data is delayed. Hold on. That has a D next to it. So you see how this is grayed out?
Right.
This is not a live chart, probably because you lost the account, but I don't think that's it either because that's weird. So I'm going to delete that one. I'm going to do this again because I'm not going to leave you with a chart that's not working. So now if I want to put a chart up, all I'm going to do is come right here and put a chart there. And while I'm doing this, so I'm going to go MES, MES.
You said it doesn't allow you to demo one here?
No, it doesn't. Not so much. I have to close this floating box every time I log in. And now I'm going to come here. Load the default. I have to change the candles now, the candles. And I need to go to the 2-minute time frame. Okay. So recent customs. 2 minutes. There you go. So now you've got two charts, MES and MNQ. Okay. Not a bad way to be. Not bad at all. But
thank you so much. And
well,
that's saved. So how do I save this?
It's already saved. It's already saved.
No, I mean the Trader 8. Do I drag the URL to my desktop, or
yeah, you can do that. And now here's your performance. Not to put you on blast, but I usually have my performance.
Ask me. I need to know what I'm not doing.
So now you've got two charts. And notice how on the bottom of your screen you can see your accounts. You'll always know if you have open positions, and you can rearrange these how you see fit. But the dollar amount that's opened, okay, dollar amount that's closed on the day, you'll know all of that. So I keep this open no matter what. And at the end of the day, I can come over here to the Performance Center and I can see how I did on the day.
Was that performance at the top, or you made it, or did you move it up there? The Performance Center.
Time I want to log in, okay? It's freezing, guys. There we go. I don't know if y'all heard any of that, but my internet connection was unstable. Are you guys still there?
Yeah, I didn't hear it.
We can hear you.
Okay.
But you did lag for a second there.
Okay. This right here is what you want to click every time. Every time you open your chart, close your chart, you're going to just click on this exit and mark it. Okay, you're going to click. You want to make sure you don't have any pending orders, 100%. Okay. That's how you're going to make sure you don't have any pending orders. You're going to go to any pair that you've traded on the day, and you're going to hit exit. And that's what you're going to do.
Oh, because you said it doesn't show you your pending orders on here, correct?
Well, I don't think it's going to let us take a trade, but I guess no, it'll probably get rejected. It'll probably get rejected.
That was Robert.
Yeah.
That's
But
like
either way,
Robert's yours.
this won't show pending orders in this spot, the exposed positions. This is only open positions.
So it's best before 4:30 to close. Hit that exit market and close.
Yep. Now you can technically see them if you duplicate this tab and put orders down here, but that's an option too. Orders. I'm 90% sure it's orders, but I could be wrong. Orders. Got it. Got a major lag, you guys. Major lag. So if I want it to be a tab, I need to drag it to the tab spot. If I want it to be its own border, then we drag it to its own border part. So orders, this will show you all the filled and pending and all the things. So you're good to
And
go.
you said that can be added to that chart that you developed.
I just added it for you. So this is your orders. Try to project an orders there. And these are your accounts. So all good to go.
Great. Thank you so much, Jenny. I appreciate you.
You are welcome. I'm happy to help. So that's all I got for this week, guys. We did really, really good in classes, got chopped up in some of the other things around the board, but that's part of trading. So if you're profitable on the day, close your computer, please. Otherwise, happy Thursday. Take care.
Thank you, Jenny. We love you.
Thank
Blessings
you.
upon blessings to everybody.
Blessings. Goodbye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Happy Mother's Day to the moms.
Oh, happy Mother's Day to all.
Happy